Hi, I'm Olympian Carrie Tellefson, and welcome to the C Tolle Run podcast. Today, we welcome back to the show Keira D'Amato. Keira has done so much in her career, and now she has added another title of author. She recently released her new book, Don't Call It a Comeback, and it is awesome. Keira doesn't seem to slow down. She's a mother of two. She's a professional runner, a motivational speaker, a race analyst with me. She's a realtor and is getting ready to race the Valencia Marathon in just over a week. We catch up on a whole bunch of things, and in honor of Thanksgiving, we hear all that she is thankful for. So let's get after it. All right, Keira, welcome back.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. I do get surprised every time I am welcomed back. That is surprising to me that I didn't ruin it the first time with you, Carrie, but
Oh my
thank you.
gosh, are you kidding me? Oh, I love it. Every week I could do it. I mean, there's so much we could talk about. I mean, anyone who could have a different joke on their Strava every single day just has, the capacity to just chat and be quick on their feet. So, and by the way, do you have to look them up?
So sometimes I do. Right
Okay.
now, it's like a self-propelling machine that people know me for like the Strava joke person. So I
Oh, they
get
just send
jokes,
them.
like multiple jokes a day. And
Oh
then
my
and
gosh.
then I sort through and some I've used before and some maybe
Yeah.
aren't Strava appropriate. And then some are great and I use them and I try to tag it when I remember. So it's a self-propelling machine and I really appreciate the help.
I just always wonder, when are they going to start? Like, when are you going to have to double up on it? But
I
it's not going to happen, I don't think.
I have doubled up. And some people have caught me, and I'm like, "Okay, so I can't double up anymore." But it's funny because I doubled up actually, maybe this was like 2 months ago, and
Uh-huh.
someone was like, "That's a funny joke, but you used it." And I looked up when I'd used it, and it was like in June of 2021 or something, or 2020. It was like years ago, and so I give that person a lot of credit for
Yeah.
being like that much of a daily joke enthusiast, but then also
Yeah.
having the storage capacity to remember that.
I love that. I know because, for instance, I can't remember my name hardly anymore. It's just, it is so bad. I don't know what's happening upstairs, but even I'm laughing at my glasses having such reflection, but I can't read my laptop if I don't wear them. It's just, it is what it is. But I
I
got to
agree.
know this. So we are like a week and a half out from Valencia.
Mhm.
And it's been pretty exciting though there in Provo right now. We just got off of the NCAAs and the men were 11th, but we knew it would be a rebuild year. We knew that, right? They
Mhm.
had so many athletes that left and they've got a lot coming in. And so we knew that. But the women, they have to be really pleased with how they ran. They were only 16 points out of first. Not that you're a BYU grad, but you work out there now at Ice Stone's your coach. You're very involved. So what's the vibe like in Provo right now?
It's incredible. The vibes are incredible, and I give the men's team so much credit because I think they graduated 5 of their
Yeah.
7 national winning team last year, so they're definitely in the
Mhm.
rebuild, but they went in with this attitude, like, "Let's go for a podium and see what happens," and,
Yeah.
finishing 4th is the same as finishing 11th, so let's go
Mhm.
for it, see what happens, and I think that takes a lot of courage from a young team, so I give them a lot of
Yeah.
credit. They all raced with a lot of heart, and that was fun to see.
Yeah.
And then the women's team, the cohesiveness on the women's team is incredible.
Huh.
I appreciate them so much. Whether it's at practice or showing up to races, they all, coordinate outfits, and I feel like that is more than just an outfit. It, signifies, their team and their teamwork
Yeah.
and their cohesiveness and, running as one. And so
Yeah.
that's been really, really cool to see, and, they
Mm.
crushed it.
I
They
know.
totally crushed it. It was really,
Yeah.
really fun to watch.
Yeah, it was. So we were there commentating, and obviously on the men's side, we watched Tavon, Tavion. How do you say it exactly?
I think it's
Tavion?
Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah. Tavion Kitchen. I mean, who I've watched since he was younger because he was so good in high school as well. But he led that thing for 5, maybe even 6K. And it was crazy. He's a freshman and a true freshman, right? I mean, he's young. And then
Mhm.
on the women's side, you saw Jane Hedegren right there with Doria Semigole. And then to see Riley Chamberlain just crushing it down the finish and getting fourth. I mean, there's 2 in the top 5 from BYU. I just think it's awesome.
I'm getting the chills, and 2 women on the same team that broke 19 minutes. That is
Yes, yes.
so fast. Like, I still
Mhm.
can't wrap my head around how fast. So
No.
when I was a senior in college, I finished 6th in the NCAA and I barely broke 20. And
Yeah,
now, like, 6th place, like, you're breaking 19. That's
I
just
know.
it's incredible. It's so cool to see. And
It
again,
really
Jane,
was.
I'm such a huge Jane fan.
Yeah,
And just all of that she's the pressure, I feel like she deals with it so well. She's
yeah,
such a composed runner. She's such a driven runner and a passionate runner, and I
yeah,
loved seeing her go for it. And I also
yeah,
liked her finding her limits a little bit and seeing how she worked through that. And to
yeah,
me, that says so much about what an absolute champion she is. And I'm
yep.
even more excited now for her to take that race and see what she does with it. Because I
I
think
am too.
some races when you kind of fall a little short of your goal, it fuels you and lights this fire like
Mhm.
none other. And I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
fire was just lit under her feet, which is incredible to see.
Oh, for sure. Like we were talking about it on air. Obviously, maybe this is something we should have discussed not on air, but I couldn't remember when the last time she had been beaten. And Doris Lemagale, too, like she had just been beaten at the world champs, but that's the world champs. Like it's the best in the world. And she was fifth in the steeple with like a stumble. She had to like work around one of the athletes that fell. And, for Jane Hedegren, who is two, I mean, she's 19, but she's so young. Like she's a freshman in college, to be able to handle the weight of everyone talking about her. I mean, she just ran so well and she should be super proud of that effort. She did not give in. I mean, there were moments where she was setting surges and she was, trying to get away from her. And Jane was steady Eddie. Like it wasn't like she really attacked a surge. She just kind of closed the gap and got back on her shoulder, maybe even touched the lead. Like just so much poise for such a young woman.
Yeah, and I think, like, when you start seeing that yo-yo effect a little bit, that's what can sometimes break people is that disconnect.
Yes.
You saw Jane dig into the ground and close that, which I thought was
Yeah.
really, really cool to see. And also,
I
like, so we see them on the track, we see them around campus, and, like, Jane is the first person in the weight room who comes up to me and is like, "Hey, congrats on your latest race, Keira." Like, "Hey, I saw
Oh.
your book just got released. It's really cool that you did that. Congrats." Like, she has so much on her plate, and she's such a
Uh-huh.
gracious person and so community-minded. Like, I
Mm.
feel like that combination of, like, athlete and, like, self-awareness plus just
Mhm.
the graciousness of, I don't know, just being so aware of your community too is,
Yeah.
like, a powerful combination.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan too. I'm a big fan of everyone out there. I mean, you have such a great community. It really is pretty special. I also love that Diljit will have parties that are like leather and lettuce. I want to go to those Diljit.
I know,
I want to
that
wear my
sounds
leather
cool.
pants and have a good salad with all of you guys.
Oh my god, she's the best. She's just a
Yeah.
force, and she's so
Mhm.
inspiring. She's such a giving
It really
person, and
is.
I think she knows how to motivate individuals as well as, like, a team.
Mhm.
And dude, there was for the women's team, like, at the NCAAs, there was a podium of women coaches.
Oh, I didn't even see this. I had to leave.
Right?
Tell me
Well, no,
about
no,
it.
no, so, like, NCAA State,
Oh, I
BYU,
thought you meant they brought
all of
them up, but
them.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, but all of them are female coaches that made the
Isn't that
podium.
cool?
And that I feel like is just so cool
Yeah.
seeing that.
Yeah, Lori Hennis, Diljit, and Shalane Flanagan. I mean, it's so fun. And even like Amy Rudolph is at Tennessee. Like there's a lot of women out there, but it's really changed in the last couple years. So,
Yeah.
and that is because of the likes of Lori Hennis and Diljit. They really kind of have been talking it up. But I went to Villanova because Gina Procaccio was one of the only female coaches. She wasn't a head coach. She was assistant, but she was also a pro athlete at the time. So that to me, like way back in the 90s, she was doing stuff that not a lot of women were doing, which is really cool. She was actually the 5,000 meter USA champion the year that I came into Villanova.
Wow.
So yeah, that
That's a
story
lot.
isn't told. Like Lori Hennis. Like Lori Hennis, when she started, she was still competing as well. So pretty cool.
It's really cool.
I saw that you ladies were all watching the race on a phone before your long run. You must have been so fired up.
We were so fired up, but our long run that day started at 8:30 Mountain Time, and so the race went off at 8:20. So we got there early, and I had my phone out, and we just kinda slow rolled it. So we watched, like, the whole women's race, and then I ran with the phone so we could listen and kinda watch. It gets a little bouncy when you're, like, trying to watch your phone on a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
run. We heard your beautiful voice, and our
Oh,
whole girls team was like, "Carrie's the best. She's so good at this. She
oh.
has such a fun voice. Her perspective is so fresh and awesome." So we really, like, leaned into your, like, recap during the race, which was really fun, and yeah,
Well,
it's cool. I don't know, it was just really fun to watch that. It was a really fun morning.
yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about getting into this role of being a race analyst. I mean, you always have your hand in other things. Like you are this amazing professional runner, but you have been in the real estate world for many years. You obviously are this mother of two. Now you're an author. We're going to talk about the book. But you and I have, crossed paths in many ways, but recently, like that was the last time I saw you was when you were in Chicago. I was in the booth and you were on the motorcycle. Like how do you like all of that?
I love it. It's, like, such a different type of preparation and pressure, and,
Uh-huh.
like, I can't figure out if it's easier running my legs or running my mouth, but I do sweat a lot less running my mouth. But there is that big sense of FOMO when I'm there, like, talking about it
Yeah,
and not doing, but it is also so special to have, like, a front row seat and be
sure.
able to, like, articulate what you're thinking at this point in the race and just knowing so
Mhm.
deeply what the women and men really are working through. So it's fun to play that role, and, yeah, I don't know where that's gonna go, but I'll keep saying yes to those opportunities if I get invited.
Oh, well, I'm trying to think because I don't, I like to take credit of your comeback on the run, and we could talk a little bit about that. I've told this story many times on our podcast and in public with Kira, like probably like Kira, you had nothing to do with it. But okay, you like always kind of give me a pat on the back and let me think it. But I think one of your first roles was the USATF cross country championships that were in Virginia when you were living there, and I think I was the one that said, "Hey, Kira's gonna be there. Let's get Kira on there." So I again am taking credit. I'm not I probably shouldn't, but I
100.
am taking credit.
So, you kickstarted my running comeback, don't call it a
I d
comeback, and then you kickstarted my, like, broadcasting too, yeah. But
I
actually,
mean,
why
where
we
is
met
my, like, 50% lady?
I know, it's coming to you. The mail's been a little slower these days, so
Yeah, oh,
sorry.
okay, okay.
Also, do you accept chocolate?
Yes, I do. Every time we get together, let's just go have some chocolate, that's all. But you've been loving it, and I think it's been so fun. Like, if you haven't heard Kira's commentary, like, if you didn't get to watch the Chicago Marathon, you gotta go back because this woman is equally as witty on air as she is off air. It is so fun. Like, you doing the 6'7", you doing the ruthless comment last year for Ruth Chepengetich. Like, it's just you're quick on your feet like you are when you're racing, and you are spot on, lady. It is so fun.
Well, it was really funny because this year at Chicago, I saw Dina Castor, who's done it before, that morning
Yes.
as I was about to go get on the moto, and I was like, "Dina, like, give me a buzzword, like, give me something to work in." She's like, "I have a great one for you, passion bucket." And I was like,
Mhm.
"Can you use that in a sentence, Dina Castor? Like, what does that even mean?" And she goes, that's part of the challenge. That's for you to figure
Oh.
out." And so the whole time, like, I wrote it across the top of my notes, and I'm like, "How do I even work this in?" And, like, I
Uh-huh.
couldn't think of anything, but then you guys came to me in the last mile and were like, "It looks," she just wiped from me something from her face. Was that a tear? And I was like, "Well, yeah, it could
Oh.
be." I mean, there's there's a lot going through her head. It also could be sweat, but, like, she's digging deep into the passion bucket right now, and she's thinking about all these reasons why she's doing this and who she's doing it for. And so,
Uh-huh.
I called Dina afterwards, and I was like, "Dina, I nailed it." She's like, "No way." I was like, "I nailed it."
It was so I had to think about it too. I was like, "Did she have these, like, Kira-isms?" Not Carrie-isms, 'cause mine would be like, "Oh, yeah, don't you know your Kira-isms?" And then you told us that story too, but it was so good. It was, like, right there where you needed it.
Well, and people, like, they thought my buzzword was 6'7", and I was like, "Nope, I was doing that
No.
for me." That one was for me because 'cause you're like, "How far back is the chase pack?" I'm like,
Yes.
6'7",
And
seconds
then
back.
in the
So
studio,
quick.
I'm going like this, 6, 7, and Ed is next to me like, "What are you guys talking about?" It was
It's
so fun. Oh, I just absolutely love it, and I hope you continue to do it because, obviously, you're gifted at performing, whether it's on the course or in front of the camera or whatever, and it's really fun for the running community. The one thing that has been so fun in the last few years for me is I don't know if I've been able to relax a little bit to when I'm at these events to just kind of soak it in a little bit more, or if we're just all getting a little bit older and a little bit more sappy, but the community that we are all in right now, like having Dina there, having all these older athletes maybe or athletes of our time or, you're still in it, but it just really feels like a nice sisterhood and brotherhood. Like we're all there together and everyone is just kind of lifting each other up. It's a really nice time to be in.
And it really feels like a family reunion of sorts. Like, you come
Yes.
back to Chicago Marathon and, like, the whole race committee, like, you've been in contact with, but you haven't seen since the last race. So it
Yeah.
really feels like this, like, family reunion, which is a pretty cool family to be a part of.
I agree, and I also think it's been cool, like, Dina wrote her book a few years ago, and it's so good, and now
Mhm.
your book has just come out, which congratulations, it seems like it's
Yeah.
just going so well, but even having that, like, it's not just about how to race hard, which you're still trying to do, it's not
Mhm.
about just training, it's about other things in life, and I think vice versa, like, you have younger athletes that are now dabbling into real estate, there's more, runners that are getting into real estate, so I'm sure you're their first person to call, Sarah Vaughn's been doing it as well, but Matt Yano, like lots of athletes are getting into that. So all of it comes full circle, I feel like. We all are there for each other and it's been really nice.
Yeah, I do appreciate too when people are considering getting into real estate, they'll call me and ask for some tips. And I'm like, they play
Yeah.
really well together because running you can
Yeah.
do first thing in the morning, which no one wants to see a house then. And then you can do all your
Yeah.
paperwork during the day in between like showing houses or whatever. So they really play
Oh.
off each other nice. But yeah, it's been yeah, that's been cool too. And I have appreciated so much being able to connect with people who have read the book, just especially
Hmm.
about like motherhood, I think is one of the deepest like connections and just, the silent weight that parents in general carry, but in specific mothers and being able to find that time and like how I mentally was able to put something in my life that didn't feel like it was going to benefit the family, like it was benefiting me, but just dealing with, I guess, the mom guilt of doing something that's for
Yeah.
yourself. And so that's been really, really special to connect with other mothers about. And I appreciate when people reach out and tell me their story and their why behind running and how they fit it into a very chaotic and busy day where they're working and momming and doing all the things. So that's been a really like special bypass of releasing this book.
Yeah, I have so enjoyed seeing the different groups that you have been with and like even just being around you, like in Chicago, for instance, there's a couple people that are like, Kira, will you come to our book club? And you're like, yes, yes, I'll be there. And now I'm actually seeing that, like, whether it's on Zoom or if you're, out and about and you can, pop into one, but you really are not saying no to anything, even though you are heavy in training and trying to get yourself to the start line, healthy and ready to go. So, what's been the most fun about having a book, which I have right here? I am
Oh,
not
I
all the way through yet, but I am going to get through it by the time the end of the year comes around. I am a slow reader, Kira. And now I can listen to it as well. So I might take it on some runs. But
yeah,
yeah, what's been the most fun thing about having a book?
I think I think feeling not alone through
Mhm.
my journey, because when people
Mhm.
connect and say, "I could really relate to XYZ," and some of
Yeah.
those were really lonely, tough periods for me. So it just made me feel, like, validated almost with, like, how I struggled, and I know, like, we all struggle in different ways, and, like, we all have different things, and I'm not trying to say, like, my struggles were, the
Yeah.
hardest of any struggles. I'm not saying that any stretch, way, or form, but I think that's just made me feel seen a little bit, which was
Yeah.
which was nice. Yeah, and then just connecting people. Like, I love when people come up to me. Like, I recently posted something like, "Okay, packing for whatever trip," and I can't even tell you how many messages I got being saying, "Remember to pack underwear," because I say in the book that, like, I'm a really good packer, but somehow I always forget underwear. So if you see me and I'm traveling, I'm probably going commando because there's a good chance I forgot underwear. So now people are reminding me,
Mhm.
which I appreciate. So I remembered underwear on my on my last journey. But so I
Oh
think those little
my gosh, that's hilarious, actually. I'm going to ask you next time. Are you going commando right now?
I know, "Did you remember?" I'll be like, "Nope, probably not unless someone reminded me." So, So
So cute.
that's been really cool too. And I do
Mhm.
the audiobook has done really, really well, which
Cool.
I love because in my head that means people are taking me along with their runs. You know, if they're a
Yeah.
runner and they're out there listening to audiobook, maybe I'm running with them. And
Mm.
that, like, I don't know why that makes me feel so special. But then, yeah, and probably people are driving or doing laundry and some other things. But the
Yeah.
fact, like, for me, my story, I've always said it's kind of like a story for a long run. And so the fact that
Mhm.
people might be listening to me on their run, I don't know, I just feel that gives me all the feels.
That was exactly what I thought when I saw, like, I think you had posted that a picture of you being in the studio or whatever. But when I read Dina's book, it took me a while. I got started and then her audiobook came out and I put her in my ears and I was like, I'm running right here with one of my very best friends of the sport. Like, I couldn't wait. I cannot wait to get you in my ears now and almost go back, I think, to the beginning and have you tell me that story. I mean, I love having it. We recommended this in one of our gift ads for the Run Dot podcast, but
Yeah.
also I love having it so Ruby could pick it up or whoever can pick it up at my house. But I think you're spot on with having someone be able to go for a run or go for a drive and just hear you. Because it is a different way to learn from a book when you hear the actual person saying it in their own words.
Yeah, and I definitely like I laugh at some of my own jokes before the punchline, which is a very Kira thing to do. Like I mispronounce some words, but actually it was really funny. Just now, I was late to this call because I was in a coffee shop, but I ran into one of my daughter's friends' fathers, and
Okay.
he's like, "Oh, you Aria told me that you owe her $6," and I was like, why? And she's like, "Well, we have this curse jar in our house, and every time someone curses, they have to put a quarter in, and she's reading your book right now."
That is so
So
cute.
so, spoiler, there are some I drop
Mhm.
a couple F-bombs,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
hope I don't curse too much because 'cause I'm not typically a cursor, but when I get really, like, revved up and passionate
Uh-huh.
so I will say if you're riding in your car with kids, like, I don't curse a lot, but
Oh,
I'm
just a
sorry.
little bit. Yeah. That's
I'm sorry.
okay.
I curse a little bit, but so I'm sorry. I want to apologize, and if there's other curse jars I need to donate to, let me know.
I did hear just the other day on the radio actually that they're thinking that curse words might go away because kids are so accustomed to hearing it or even using it, now on TV, like they say all the things on TV. And so it might be like a thing of the past. Maybe like the $2 bill,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
50
okay.
cent piece.
Yeah, I could do that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, well, they better hurry up then and get the money from you while they can because it might go away. Um, what do you have lined up for it? Because not only do you do all these other things, but you are a very good public speaker. Like you are very good on stage. So now this opens up a whole new world to your career. And I
Mhm.
obviously we still are very much waiting and hoping that 2028 comes around and you still are fighting for a spot on that team. But, like are you going to have to start slowing down a little bit with the promotion of the book or are you like, nope, full gas, let's go?
Yeah, I think that's why I picked the Valencia Marathon because the book came out in September, so I could go, like,
Yeah.
all in for that, and I told my publicist with St. Martin's Press that I won't travel a month, maybe a little bit more before marathon. I don't like exposing
Okay.
myself, I don't wanna be in groups of people, I don't wanna overextend myself,
Mhm.
and that's, like, the key part of training where you really need to make sure that you're not messing up. So I was able to do it all in September and October, and then I've really slowed down like this last month, which has been great. And
Okay.
I've done some virtual book clubs, which have been so much fun.
Yeah.
I feel like a little like, I don't know, self-indulgent, I guess, that I'm like
Oh
talking
my
about my
gosh.
but I'm like, ask me
It's
anything.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask me
So
anything about me, and I love it, and I
right,
think
yeah,
it's great. I
yeah.
mean, your story is one that I think a lot can relate to. Obviously, so many of us have never set an American record, much less multiple. But there's a lot to it that the struggle, the elation, all of the things that life brings us, that's part of the story and your story, and it's really fun, I think, that you share that. What was the hardest part about it though? Like, obviously, I think putting pen to paper, probably just like starting it and getting going. But what's been really hard about having this book now?
I think there was some tough years of my life that I really
Mhm.
wanted to share and be vulnerable with, but I think figuring out the right way to share it. So that was difficult. Like, I think we moved to a new place in 2026 when I was, like, 8 months pregnant with my daughter, and I was overweight. I had
26, was it 2016?
2016,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
sorry.
Yep.
And yeah, I was overweight. I didn't make any new friends in this new town yet. And then Anthony was going to be deployed for a while.
Yeah.
And so that was like a really tough time for me. Like I
Yeah.
really, really struggled during that time. And I think finding the way to share my struggle, and I don't want people to feel bad for me either. So I think just like figuring out how to tell that part of the story, but that's such an important part of my story because that was like the impetus to this don't call to come back. Like, I put running back
Mhm.
into my life for, like, mental and physical health. Like,
Yep.
and possibly to find a community too. That would have been bonus,
Mhm.
but, like, I need something for me to get through this really hard time. And I think it was through running that I learned how to, like, my happiness, like, I was responsible for my own happiness. And I
Mhm.
realized the things that were making me happy were setting goals and working towards something and being a great mother and being like really present. And I
Yep.
learned in patience. And I learned a lot of these things through running. But
Mhm.
figuring out how to tell that without like I was never a victim, right? And I didn't want to like come off like a sob story, but it was through like a
Mhm.
difficult time for me that I was able to figure out these things that made me really truly happy and grow as
Yeah.
a person, learn as a person, and evolve and become a better mother. So, but that was hard to figure out how to say that.
Yeah. I mean, and now you have this whole new community of support. I mean, that's really what has been fun to watch from the outside is all of these, and it's not just women, it's men and women. It's all kinds of people that are so just Kira fans, but now I think because you have been vulnerable and you have let people in, it's really something special. Even like, just for you to share. I mean, you and I are very good friends with Allie and Allie on the run, Allie Feller. I mean, being vulnerable in the sense too of like this is a hard thing that we're all going through, and this is a really exciting time for you, but yet there's still things in life that are tough. So I think there's another whole support system for you when maybe you're sad but you get to go and get up because you have to go and give a speech because of the book and all these things. Like, it just all is, it's interwoven right in our life.
Yeah, yeah, it really is, and I think, like, my like, finding a community especially you're moving to Utah, like, when you just said that,
Mhm.
I just almost started to cry because, like, my virtual community through the book, but also, like, moving to Utah now and having this incredible community here, like, I mean, this has been
Yeah.
a really tough year for me, and they
Yeah.
really like, having a support system has, like, really carried me through, and I feel like I'm rounding the corner, I'm in such a better spot than I am now than I was a year ago and even 2 years ago, but,
Yep.
and I counted on a lot of people and I needed a lot of help, so I just, like I think, yeah, through this running journey, it has created this, like these multiple even just this Strava virtual community that makes me laugh on
Yes.
a daily basis. Like, I post a joke, and then everyone's comments are way more funny than mine. So I look forward so much to seeing, like, how people will roll with the joke that I put out. But,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think we all need to find our special little community and really feel lucky that I found mine.
Well, I have to say, like, behind your back, I've talked to people about you. Not only, like, do Allie and I talk about you, in good ways, but then, like, talking with Ed, for instance, at Stone, he and I were in the booth together in Chicago, we're very good friends. He absolutely loves having you out there. And then,
Mm.
talking to Todd or talking to Isaac, like, all of the people from out there, like, you have brought a lot of people together there too. So it's not just you getting all of the benefits of that community. You have been like a breath of fresh air for them too. So I hope you know that. Like, it's not just you reaping the benefit of that community. They are as well with you being in it.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, and it has, like I hope that I'm helpful, and I think
Mm.
that being that I'm just a lot older than the whole team, I definitely have a different perspective, and so hopefully
Yeah.
that can help, and, like, I
Yeah. Yeah.
figured out it took me years t like, I didn't understand this in my 20s, but just, like, the powerhouse of patience, which is
Mm.
so hard to learn, and I feel like I've become a lot better at that. Definitely not perfect, but then I learned so much from people coming up and asking questions, and I find too, like when I don't know, the best way to learn something is almost to teach. And so when people
Mm,
ask me questions about marathoning, it's such like a helpful thing for me to sort through and reflect on that question. So I feel like I've been learning a lot too. But it's a cool
mm.
group. And they're all like just incredible, incredible, incredible people that are
Yeah.
very um, grateful and community
Mhm.
focused and first and foremost family focused. And like I
Yeah.
appreciate so much that like I don't know, last spring there was like this big long run and it was the same day as Quinn's like Girls on the Run 5K. And I like talked to Ice Stone. I was like, hey, like I signed up to be Quinn's buddy runner, but we have this big like workout. And he's like, yeah, be the buddy runner. Either get up early and do it or we can shift days. Like it's just not even like you don't have to
Mhm.
pick family or running. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's so built in and they're walking the walk, not just
Yeah.
talking the talk. It's really easy to say
Mm.
family first, but these people live
Yeah.
family first with it, which is just incredible to be a part of.
Yeah, it is really nice to bounce those ideas. Like even with Diljit and at Ice Stone, like when Ed was competing, he had what does he have? 5 girls, right? Not 6 girls, 5,
6.
right?
I'm pretty sure it's 6.
6. Yeah, when I said 5, I was like, "Wait, no, I think it is 6." And he was like, "Carrie, I missed some state cross country meets because I miss that every year for New York." And he's like, "I've missed that." He's like, "I haven't missed a graduation." I'm like, "Okay, I got to make sure I can get to that."
Yeah,
But like, just to hear that, and I think Diljit too has missed games because she's traveling. Like, it is a really nice thing to have, and to be okay with putting yourself first, so your kids understand that
yeah.
that we still have big things in life and big goals. And so, yeah, but so much good community out there. I want to hear how things are going for Valencia because that's coming up, as we said, just in just over a week. Um, Feeling good, ready to go because now you've done a couple halves, and then you set the American Masters record in the spring in the 10,000, which is crazy. So you haven't raced a marathon though since Boston of 2025, so last spring.
Yeah. So I got owned a little bit in Boston. I think it was coming back from not having run. I broke 2 bones in my foot, and so I had to
Yeah.
take over 3 months off. So that was a very short build and definitely a little forced. And I relearned that lesson in Boston that you can't fake a marathon. I thought just
No.
maybe if it was more of a tactical race, but it went out fast and furious. And then I got owned and hit a wall at mile 6. So for coming in for the fall, I really wanted a race where I could be really intentional, have a full build, and especially with the book coming out in September, we decided on
Yeah.
Valencia that it's flat and fast, and it gave me that runway to now focus on speed during the summer and then build up. It has been such an incredible, consistent build. Like I have this hip thing that pops up and locks up sometimes. It locked up recently in the Boston half, but I think all the hills kind of irritated a little bit. And I think we're
Okay.
figuring out how to like keep that at bay. I've been doing lots of like PT and exercises and treatment to make sure that doesn't become a problem. But if that
Mhm.
stays calm, I'm ready to run really fast, which is really, really exciting. So, yeah, really great build. I've been hitting times that I are going faster than I was leading into Chicago last year, and I was in such great shape for Chicago last year.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what it all translates to. And for
Yeah.
me, I've been now living up here in Utah just over a year, and I haven't nailed a marathon after training at altitude. And so I don't know
Mhm.
what that conversion is yet. So, like, I training at sea level, I knew if I could do this workout and this workout, I was fit to run this time. But I don't
Yeah.
have that equation, so I'm hoping that Valencia answers some of those questions for me. But
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm ready to go, and like, I'm really, really fit if I can just like keep it together, you know?
Well, yeah, exactly. It's a lot this last little bit. But when you ran I'm trying to think, and I should know this stuff because, it's in my mind somewhere. But I usually do like a big old dump out of my information dump out of my head after each race. But when you set your American record, what was like your pre-race or your prep race going into that? Did you have a fast half going into the American
I did.
record?
I ran in 2021, I ran the US Champs half in Hardyville, South Carolina. And I think I broke 68 minutes and it was like a women's
Okay.
only race. So I ran by myself and ran high 67. And that was
Okay.
like why I was like, oh, I should probably do a marathon. I think I'm pretty fit. So that wasn't So then I was like, well, I think if I can run this, then, and then that training from, I think that was the beginning of December. So I had it just
Okay.
about 6 weeks then to like really switch over to marathon mode, and had some pretty killer tempos in that.
Yeah.
Um,
That was
so,
then
but
you
that
ran the
was a
American
good,
record in Houston.
yes.
Yep. So this
So
year, I mean, then you're pretty close because you ran your race. Where was it again? You ran
Copenhagen,
109. Copenhagen.
yeah,
Yeah. You ran Copenhagen. And then you said you had a little bit of a hip issue at the BAA.
mhm.
You ran a 111 though still. I mean, so yeah, you're right. You're right there.
Not too far off, and even, like, Boston was so hilly. Like, I think I
Yes.
just got crushed by those hills too, and I'd run it in 2023, but so I thought I knew what I was getting into, but they reversed the course, and it was just a little, it felt more hilly, and then with the hip,
Uh-huh.
that kind of got irritated, but, like, in Copenhagen, I ran, like, 69 low, and
Yeah.
everything that could go wrong leading into that did.
Like
Like,
what?
okay, so my flight was delayed, canceled, so I had to get on another flight, and the only seat was, like, the back row middle, so I'm on this
Uh-huh.
overnight flight trying to see how fast I can run, and, like, my body just got crushed, like, I'm too old
Oh,
to do that.
yes.
Like, when I was in my 20s, I could sleep, like, curled up under the seat, and I would've been fine, but now, like, it just doesn't, so I didn't get in till much later, and so the jet lag hit me so
Mm,
hard. So, like, my body was feeling cranky, and then they lost my bags, so luckily
I
I
do
put
remember that.
my racing shoes and kit in my carry-on, and all my, like, nutrition was all in,
Yeah.
like, my carry-on, so that was fine, but I didn't have anything else. So,
Oh
like, I
my
left the
gosh.
airport, and they gave me this little, like, travel bag that had a white T-shirt and, like, this, like, mini toothpaste, a mini, like, toothbrush, and a comb, and those are, like, my toiletries, like,
Oh
so
no.
that was a little rough, but then, yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't sleep the night before, like, I watched the clock turn, like, 5 AM,
Oh,
and I think I was getting up at 5:30, so I just, the jet lag hit
yeah.
me hard, and my body was so sore, but, and
Mm,
then that day was like buckets of rain,
uh-huh.
sideways wet. So it was just a really, so I left that day thinking, I think I'm in 68 low or sub 68 shape right now. So I'm not
Uh-huh.
too far off, but, so we'll see.
With everything that was going on, like even just your mental state too. Like it's just your energy is up, then there's some negativity which we can't have when we're trying to get
Right.
psyched up and ready to go. So yes, I would agree. Like let's just like check both those off, cross them out and like be excited that you know that the workouts are there and that you got in good hard efforts.
Yeah, and, like, I have been walking away from workouts, like, my workout last week, like, the times weren't like, I did, like, a PMP and, averaged, I don't know, maybe it was like 5:25 for this, like, 8-mile tempo, and so that's not
Okay.
anything to, like, sing from the mountaintop, but, like, it felt like I was walking. So I was like,
Mhm.
"This is awesome." So you have some workouts where the time doesn't really say like that. So that
Mhm.
gave me a big ego boost. Like, 5:25
Yeah.
feels pretty darn relaxed for me right now, which is a good thing. So, we'll see. I gotta stay healthy. I gotta make it over to flight. I gotta make sure that doesn't screw me up, and then, hopefully it will be a good day.
Well, you don't have to bring your underwear because you're used to the forgetting that. So just gotta
Don't need
remember to bring a few things.
don't need underwear. Just a passport, my Alpha Flies, my racing kit, and then all my UCAN gels, and I'm good to go.
There you go, there you go. You said P&P. I think I know what this is, but tell the listeners what P&P is. I
Oh,
think it's an Ed Eyestone thing.
predicted marathon pace, which is funny because
Okay.
I've never called it that until here, but that's something like a very Ed Eyestone thing, but PMP,
Mhm.
predicted marathon pace. So you try to run
Okay.
that as relaxed as you can. So I felt
Okay.
like I left that being like, wow, I can run that real relaxed. Like I could just keep on
Yeah.
going for a whole marathon at that pace. So that was a big, and that's at altitude too, which is,
Uh-huh.
um, yeah, a
That's
big
awesome.
confidence boost.
It's funny that he has these different acronyms. Like he had PPP, I think, I think it was for Connor at the New York City Marathon. It was like patience, push, pace or something, put pace and then
Yeah.
push or something. He's got a
Yeah.
lot of things. Yeah.
He has, yeah, I feel like a lot of his advice is
Mhm.
like, he uses alliteration. Like, I think at Boston,
Yeah.
for me, it was the 4 Cs, and I
Yeah.
can't for the life of me remember what those Cs were. It went out the window at mile 6 when I hit the wall, but,
Yeah.
But I love that he puts it into this little rhyme because then it's in your head and it's locked there. And it's
Yeah.
just so easy to think of when like there is a lack of oxygen and brain cells and energy. That like takes a front row
Right.
seat. It's like, you remember the three
Yep.
P's.
Yes. Well, one of my favorite things, and I was going to ask you about this because Valencia is fast and flat. And it's also like there's times when you aren't necessarily going for the win, but I want to ask you about how you race that way. But one of my favorite things about Ed is that he says, win the race you're in. And that means whether you're going for cracking the tape or if you're going for a group of, for 3, 4, or 5, like you're trying to get to the podium, or if it's you're in 16th and you're trying to beat the person next to you, like whatever it is, he always yells that win the race you're in, or he says that. So I want to know like what the goals are going into Valencia. And if someone is out there running 2:14 pace and you're maybe not quite at 2:14 pace, how do you adjust your race strategy to be able to run the race you want to run?
Yeah, I think you gotta remember that, like, for me, like, the best I can do is the best I can do.
Mhm.
And so if I'm trying to run someone else's race, that's not gonna show the best that I can do. So when I
Yep.
can control my elements and my pace in my race, and I can see how fast Kira can be, which you gotta give yourself a starting, like, landing zone for that. So I'm gonna have, like, a
Yeah.
time pace that I'm gonna go off of. Maybe, that ties into a pace group. I hope so. It's a lot easier that way.
Okay.
But then
Yeah.
at some point, you gotta switch and then be real competitive. And so then I'll
Mm.
be racing everyone around me at that time. But going in and trying to, yeah, say, I'm gonna try to beat this 2:14, that's not very realistic, and it would set me up for a really tough, long, long
Yeah.
race.
Yeah.
But I can race whoever's around me and try to be the best version of myself, that
Mhm.
day. So we'll go through, like, I leave next Tuesday, so I have, like, another couple workouts, and then we'll, like, decide on a pace, and then that will
Okay.
be the pace that I'm gonna start out at. I think we're gonna start a little more conservative and then try to finish
Mhm.
really strong, but, we'll see.
Oh my gosh, I get so nervous, but I mean, I know that putting in the workouts, like that calms you, knowing that you put the work in behind it. How much are you doing? Like, do you visualize? I've been hearing more and more athletes are not visualizing as much. I don't know if you've heard that, but I always visualize. Mine ended in prayer all the time, but I really had to kind of go through the course. I had to think about what would happen if my race plan wasn't going the way I set out to, race, like those kind of things. Do you do that?
I kinda do. Like, the night before, I visualize race morning leading into the
Mhm.
race. So I go through in, like, excruciating detail, like, I'm gonna put on this it's
Yep.
located here. And I think that just calms my nerves and allows me to, like, get to sleep. But,
Mhm.
I mean, I have, like, a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, but then I've also have this, like, toolbox full of failures and lesson learned that, like, so I know how to react on the fly. And so I have a
Yep.
lot of
Yep.
confidence in, like, okay, I missed a bottle. What do I do? Okay, the pace is a lot faster. What do I do? I got a side stitch. What do I do? So I feel like I have all of those things stored in, like, I don't know, along with the jokes in my my memory bank.
Yes.
Um, so so that helps. But and I do like to visualize, but probably not in the same way. But I do think it's different for marathoners because
Uh-huh.
when you're doing these shorter races that are more tactical and you're thinking about, because I just know what I want, what pace I want to do, and I'm going to hold that for
Mhm.
20 miles and then see how hard I can finish the last 10K. So
Yeah.
there's not as much, especially in a race like Valencia where it is more time based. But
Mhm.
when you're running like the shorter races, you need to know the tactics, when you're going to make your move, what happens if someone else makes a move. Like, these are things
Yeah.
you don't have the time to, like, analyze and think about in such a short race. But in marathon, we have, like, so much time to think that you usually you can
Right.
figure it out, but
Yeah, you actually almost have to be able to just calm your mind from not being so aggressive. Like, I guess you're right. Like for me, I was thinking of Ks for the 5K or laps for the 1500. I think I did when I ran my marathons, which were more for fun anyway. But, I did have certain things every, I think 6 miles. I kind of was like, okay, I'm going to repeat this word when I start going negative. So there's little tricks that we all play, right? But yeah, that's
right.
interesting. I want to hear about it's Thanksgiving. This is going to come out on Thanksgiving. So I know that this year it's been different, right? I mean, without getting too
Mhm.
far into your whole world, you've had some ups and downs, but some injuries, some personal stuff, like things like that, but also some really big highs.
Yeah.
So I want to know what you're thankful for and that. And also, I just saw that I want to be able to let people help donate. So I just saw that you had something about the giving machine. So
Yes.
touch on that and then tell us what you're thankful for this year.
Okay, so this is really cool. They have this thing called the giving machines. It's in different cities, and it's this red vending machine that you can go up and donate, even I think with supplies to different charities like in
Oh,
the community. And so there's one in Salt Lake City at the City Creek Center that one of the charities they're supporting is the Susan H. Oakes Foundation, which raises money, scholarships, hope, and support for single mothers in our community. So I think that is
mm,
such a great cause. And I think it's just such a good time of year, and it, like, reminds us how, like, fortunate we all are, and, along with just,
mhm.
like, giving to our families and friends, being able to give back to the community, is a really
Yeah,
special thing, but, what
that's
I'm
neat.
thankful for, running socks. I was thinking about this the other day.
Running
Well, 2 things.
socks.
1, okay, I was on a run, and it was the most beautiful sunrise. This was yesterday, and
Oh,
so I'm thankful for the sunrises, and I was going through, like, what else am I thankful for? And I was like, running socks. They're so good. They moisture, like, they wick all the moisture, but then also really thankful for volunteers at races. Like, how
mhm.
selfless is that to come out? And some volunteers, when you're doing it for marathon, they're out there for, like, 12 hours or more, and
Yes.
they're making sure we're all hydrated, so I'm really
Yeah.
thankful for race volunteers. And then lately, like, my kids
Mm.
have just been, like, cracking me up. Like, they are so funny, and I get roasted on the daily, and I'm so
Oh,
thankful for that. Like, I'm so thankful for my kids and their sense of humor and their happiness and
yeah.
health. And then, like, the normal ones, health, family, friends, like, all that too,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also just running socks and sunsets
I know.
or
I mean,
sunrises.
simple. Let's keep it simple, right? I mean, you always kind of bring it back to the things that we can all grasp onto. And I agree, like good running socks. I've just gotten a bunch sent to me and they are so comfy. And it was so nice. Jeff Karen, who a lot of people know in the running world, he works for a number of different brands and he just randomly sent me a bunch of socks, different kinds, and like just such a sweetheart. So, yeah, shout out to Jeff if he's listening. He likes C Tolle Run. So, that was really
I
nice. But,
love Jeff
um,
Jarrett and I overlapped for a
yeah.
while in DC. Incredible person. Hold on, I'm also thankful for I've been getting, like, sleep streaks. So I've been, like, winning every night while sleeping and getting these, like I have, like, a really high sleep score right now, and I am
Really?
so proud of this. So I'm really thankful that my family has allowed me to, like, just really get some
Yeah.
deep sleep, and I'm really thankful for that. Okay,
It
hold on.
is so
What are you
good.
thankful?
Well, thanks for asking. I'm thankful that you asked. You know what? I am thankful for health. I've been sick for about a month since before in New York City. And I didn't have a voice that Tuesday before I started commentary on Friday morning at SEC's. And I have not felt really that well until I just got back from this last trip at the NCAA. So it's been a long go. My lungs are not quite healthy yet, but every single time I go out for a run, like I feel like my body's getting back. And that's really, it sounds cliche, but I'm so thankful I can run and I'm so thankful that I can feel good. There's a lot of people that can't or they don't feel well. And so, yes, that's a big thing for me. But I think just having some family time, it's these kids are getting big. Your kids are like my younger two's age. And I just can't believe that Ruby, my daughter, is almost like she's going to be a junior next year. She's behind the wheel. She's got a permit. Like life is flying by. So I know. And it's really good. I'm excited that she can maybe get the kids around a little bit more next year. But that's what I'm thankful for, my health and just some time now with my family because it does go by too fast. So,
Okay, I have a
where are
really
you
fun
going
idea.
for Thanksgiving?
So I won't travel at all. My dad and sister
Yeah.
are coming, so we'll spend
Nice.
Thanksgiving here in Park City. But okay, I found this thing probably on the
Oh,
internet somewhere. I saw it about a month ago, so I've been like counting
okay.
down to use this. But on Thanksgiving, I'm gonna put like under everyone's plate a like
Uh-huh.
secret challenge that they have to
Oh,
complete during dinner. And so like I need to like brainstorm some more, but I think one's gonna be like put your napkin over your head and pretend you're a ghost. One is gonna be like, find a broom and encourage, like, the limbo with 100% participation. And so I'm gonna
participation.
think
Yeah.
yeah, that's a hard word to say sometimes.
It
So I'm
is.
gonna come
It
up
is.
with all these random challenges that are silly and fun. Like one's going to be like a quote that they have to say sometime during dinner or like a random joke. But so I'm going to give people challenges during Thanksgiving. And I think the challenge should be like, try not to like make it so obvious that this is your challenge. So work it in
Yes.
to see if you can. So that's another thing I was brainstorming today when I was late to this call.
It's like the passion bucket, right? Like there's the
Yes, you
word,
got to
maybe there's
post
words. Yes. I saw kind of something fun on Instagram, and of course, I have my algorithms are whatever you say. Like it's crazy like what I get on mine. It's like some random like they're all dressed up in character and they're singing weird or whatever. I send it to Katie McGregor all the time. She's like, "What is wrong with you?" But I did see a fun one where they had a bunch of tea lights, so like little candles, and
Yeah.
each person had to see how far out they could blow. So there was like 10 in a row or something like that. And then you could see how many out you could get, like how
Okay,
many
I
you
love
would
that.
put out. I mean, obviously you gotta be careful because it's fire and the kids, but
But
that was
also
kind
it's
of cool.
competition, which I love.
Yes, exactly. There was
And I
that
gotta hype you up
silent,
too.
yeah,
I
but
gotta hype
also
you up too.
like,
I'll do good. Sorry, I'm
yeah,
interrupting.
no, it's okay. The silent disco, or where you put earphones on someone and then they try to read your lips. That's always
No,
fun. Like I've been seeing a lot of these things, Thanksgiving Day games. So I bet your house is wild though. You always have fun.
we're gonna have some fun. And you know what I did this year? I feel so guilty, and I can't believe I'm admitting this. I ordered the sides already, and so I'll just pick up the sides. So I'll make like the turkey, and I'll make some
Oh,
like special items, but all the side dishes, I'm
they're
just
done.
picking them up. And I
Good
don't
for
know
you.
if yeah, so I do it like, I got a race, I got a big marathon, I can't be on my feet all
Yes.
day, I don't wanna be cleaning all day, so I'm like, "I'm gonna keep that easy, we'll focus on, like, the bird, but
Yeah.
then everything else, we're gonna just take really easy," and then I put my kids, I'm like, "You guys each have something that you're making too, so this should
Oh,
be we'll see
fun.
how this goes. It's either gonna be awesome or gonna be like, ugh, we're not doing this again."
Oh my goodness. How do you make your bird? Like, what do you do with it?
Oh, I don't do much. I don't do much, I'm just
Little
gonna I don't know, you brine it, put it in the
butter,
oven.
herbs, all
Sometimes
that stuff.
yeah, just everything. I don't know, I haven't even figured out. When I did it a couple years ago, um, I mean, the trick is to make sure that it just doesn't dry out, right?
I know
So,
it's so hard. And you
I
don't
don't
want it
know.
undercooked either, like, it's terrible, but okay. One of our
What did
the
you do?
local, um I usually just put a bunch of butter and herbs and stuff like that
Yeah,
too, but one of the local, TV reporters, now he's into radio, he's on Kelly Ripa's show every now and then, Steve Patterson, his name is, and he was
okay.
just on there, and he did half and half. He did one half kinda spicy and the other half, like, savory.
I can get behind
Just
that.
Yeah, you can Google that. You can go Google Kelly Ripa and Steve Patterson turkey recipe. But so
Alright,
funny.
maybe I'll
He's
do that.
hilarious. You'll love him. So anyway, okay, we got to end this. Go get the book. We'll talk about that in the open and close. But I want to do some rapid fire with you real quick before I let you go, because we know that you love these. So, would you rather eat green bean casserole or cream corn?
Green bean casserole.
Do you make it or
Easy
will you get it?
peasy. Love green beans. I freaking love green beans, and I feel bad saying this, but I do like canned green beans. That is, like, the one canned vegetable that I think is even better in the can than it is fresh, but so, yeah, green bean
I
casserole.
agree. Totally. Although I do like a good Asian green bean, like with some hoisin sauce and some sesame seed. But in the green bean casserole, you got to just put the slop in there and just get it
Yeah,
going, you know?
everything. Yeah,
Okay. Do you prefer turkey or ham?
turkey.
Okay. Mashed potatoes with gravy or nope, just bring it on with the butter?
Ooh, okay. Not only with gravy, but you gotta do the mountain, and you gotta make it into the volcano, and you gotta put the gravy in the mountain volcano. So, yes,
I
gravy.
love it. And then do you make your gravy or do you buy it out of the can?
I have a
Or
oh god,
jar?
so
Jar. It's in a jar.
yeah, I'll probably do that probably, but we'll see. I don't know, maybe this year I'll upgrade it and make it from the turkey, but we'll see.
I think it's kind of fun to try, but I always get a little jar just in case I need to add that to it because I don't always get it.
Well, my dad's gluten-free too, so it's a lot having it
Oh.
from the turkey is a lot easier for that, so we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah. Okay. Pumpkin pie or nope, just ice cream?
Pumpkin pie. I feel like you gotta
I'm
do
not.
pie on you're not a pumpkin pie? I'll do
No.
any kind of pie, almost.
Okay.
Like, if you give me a shoe pie or, like, leather pie, I wouldn't eat that but, like, pretty much anything you put in pie form, like, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
anything edible that's, like, has a even just a tiny bit of sweetness, I'm good with it. So pie. Pie
I
me.
u my grandma used to just do pie crust for me with sugar and cinnamon, like strips of it,
Right.
and that was
That's
my pie, and it is so good. If nobody's tried
right.
that, they need to roll out the pie dough, a little bit of cinnamon sugar, and it's mm,
2
perfect.
important questions for you. 1, have
Okay.
you ever had a French silk pie?
Yes, I do like that pie.
Okay, that probably is the best
So
pie in
good.
the world. Number
I
2,
think.
have you ever been pied in the face?
No.
Would you want to?
Maybe if it's French silk, but not with, like, apple, not with none of that.
Or even
No.
just like a plate of whipped cream, like, just an empty pie,
Yeah.
whipped cream pied in the face.
I could do that, but I get a little ticked off. Like, it takes a lot to get me mad, Kira, and you know that about me. Like, I'm pretty much like even keeled, but I have had my face stuffed in a snowdrift by a football
Oh,
guy, and I got super mad because I couldn't breathe. And I don't know if I would love having whipped cream up my nose.
did you tackle the football guy after he did
I
it? I feel
did.
like that's
And he
okay,
was
good.
like, "Oh my gosh." He was like, "I am so sorry." I'm like, "I could not breathe."
That I would not like that. I would not like the snow, but, like, I am totally open for whipped cream pie in the face. I don't know,
Okay.
that sounds
Oh, good to know. Good to
yeah,
know. Okay. Couple more. Compression socks or compression sleeves?
socks.
Yeah, me
I
too.
feel
I
like
like
the
that. And they have to
sleeve
go all the way down.
yeah, the sleeve, I feel like you're leaving out that like, the bottom of the calf and your ankle,
I
right? Like,
know.
like,
Me
just do it
too.
all the way. Yeah, like, you want it
Yeah.
all flowing, right? I don't know, I
Yeah.
don't get the point of sleeves, but maybe if it's
Yep.
really hot, you want a little bit of airflow, but yeah, do the whole compression sock.
I'm with you all the way down to the toe. Okay. Favorite lagoon item besides your pillow? Do you like the travel pillow?
Oh
Because those are
god,
newer. Or do you like the
okay.
cooling pillowcase?
The cooling pillowcase is incredible. So, okay, my favorite item is Team Otter, but you said no
Mhm,
pillow,
me
so then
too.
the days. But also the travel pillow is incredible because when you're going to a race, you wanna be able to, like, control that. When you're sleeping outside of your house, it's really nice to be able to, like
Yeah.
because how many times do you go into, like, a hotel and there are these pillows that have, like, 5 times the right amount of stuffing in there? They're like pillows for
Yes.
clowns or something. I don't know what they're doing with these pillows, but it is nice to have a pillow that you control the fluffiness. So that
Yeah,
is
I do
really,
agree.
really nice.
I do know
What is your
now I'm gonna think about well, I mean, I'm just a big old fan of a good old cooling system, so that's what I like. I like the pillowcase. But can I just tell you that I'm thinking now about all the people that have slept on the pillows in hotel rooms, and I also think about that every now and then, like when I'm a third or fourth bite into something very good at a restaurant. I'm like, how many people have eaten off this fork? So
that,
let's not. I'm sorry if I just made you think about all that.
no, it's fine. I don't think my mind really goes there that much, but it is nice to have, like, your own pillow. What team are you on
Yes.
for Lagoon? I don't think I've already
Otter.
ever asked you. Okay, good. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're both the
otter.
cool one. Have you
Yeah.
tried they have a polar bear now. Have you tried that one?
No, I haven't gotten to try that, no. I'm gonna have to get
Okay,
that.
it's like half cooling and then half this, like, memory foam, but, like, it's, like,
Mm,
reversible, so depending, like, which way you sleep on it but, like, you put your hands on the top of the polar bear and you, like, get the chills. It is so cold, it is incredible. It is incredible. Like, I
I
recorded a video
need
recently
that.
of my reaction to it, and, like, I kept freaking out about how cool it was, and I'm like, "This is a really weird thing to post on the internet," but that's a good one, I like it.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay, last one. Read in silence or listen on the run.
I think I'm gonna listen on the run. So
Awesome.
I think I don't know if this is a red flag or, like, a weird, like, serial killer-like trait, but I listen to it really fast. Like, I'm a 2.5 to 3.0 listener. And I freaking love that I can consume books so fast. So, like, I can listen to it faster than I can read. So, I can go through,
Yeah.
like, a book a day when I'm in, like, high volume running or, like, every other day, and I just feel like I'm crushing books, and I feel so good about myself.
Yeah, I am so glad that you said that you read or listen at 2.5 to 3. I thought I was crazy for 2.0.
So you're speedy too, Carrie.
I
Do you think
am, but now I'm going to go a little faster.
go a little fast. Now, I will say there's some narrators that you can go faster, like a Julia
Mhm.
Wayland. You can go 3.0, and her voice is so buttery. You can hear everything she's saying. But like me,
Interesting.
I am not a professional voice actor. Like, I think the max that I can do on my own voice is 1.5. So
Okay.
there's some narrators that aren't as articulate and that you got to go a little slower, but there's some that you can
Yeah.
rev up to 3.0 and be okay with.
Oh, that's great. I love it. Well, you do
Do you
everything
think there's
fast,
any
lady.
correlation between how fast we talk and how fast we listen?
Uh, I think there's a whole correlation about how fast we do everything in life. Like running, I think fast, I talk fast, I eat fast, I drink fast. It's one of the reasons why I never had alcohol because I would be like slamming everything. Like I can slam a pop in like 2 minutes, or well, faster. But I mean, even just on a regular, like casual thing, I'm done with it before the meal has even started. So I do everything fast, Kira.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just how we're
I'm
wound.
with you. I get it. I get it. I get it. You don't have to explain any more to me. I'm wired the same way.
Oh, well, go get them. Go run fast and have a blast in Valencia. Congratulations on the book. Everybody go buy it, go listen to it, whatever you want to do. And we'll see you soon, right? Hint, hint.
Yes. Yes. I'm really excited to be talking to you soon. Do we want to say anything about
Okay.
it or
I think
well,
everyone just needs to stay tuned for December.
okay. Well, stay tuned. We have a fun announcement coming in December.
Yep. All right, lady, go get them. Safe travels.
Okay. Bye. Or should I say adios?
Get after it. Thanks so much for joining me today on C Tolle Run. My guest was Keira D'Amato. You can find her on social media at Keira D'Amato. Big shout out to Run Dot for supporting the show and to Andrew Harley, the producer of the Try Dot, Run Dot, and C Tolle Run podcast. He edited today's episode as well. Also, a big thank you to Lagoon Sleep for supporting this episode. Keira and I both love our Lagoon pillows, and our entire families do as well. So we hope that you go and check them out. All you have to do is go to lagoonsleep.com, and they are having their biggest sale of the year for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So check it all out. It's $25 off one Lagoon pillow, $60 off two Lagoon pillows, and $160 off for 4 Lagoon pillows. There's no code needed. You just go to lagoonsleep.com and order right there. I guarantee you will love it. Also, if you're a fan of this pod, we would love to ask you to leave a rating and review in iTunes and share it all over the place. All you have to do is visit ctollerun.com/review and let us know what you think about the show. We really appreciate it. And you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram at ctollerun or at Carrie Tellefson. You can also check us out by visiting the website ctollerun.com. Thanks so much for joining us today. And don't forget to get after it.